Welcome, film industry professionals, film buffs, and aspiring filmmakers. I'm your host, Fernando Gillen, and our lovely co-host, Dana de la Camera. This is the Cinema Pathway TV show, presented by Paradoxical Films and brought to you by Cinevideotech. Join us on this journey behind the camera and, most importantly, beyond what we know about cinema and the craft of filmmaking and all its mysteries. So please, take a seat, grab a soda and some popcorn, and join us on this cinema road together, because we are the Cinema Pathway TV show. Welcome, Cinema Pathway family. I'm your host, Fernando Gillen. In today's episode, we have the honor and pleasure to have as our guest, Idelia Mars. Talented, most beautiful songwriter, writer, actress. Idelia, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
She is an international music talent in the pop, electronic, and R&B genre. She can sing in 3 languages: English, Russian, and Tatar. Idelia Makarova was born in the exotic city of Kazan, the Republic of Tatarstan, Russia. She grew up in a Tatar family surrounded by the love of music. Her father was a popular classical music composer. He fondly stated Idelia, as a child, loved performing for guests and writing beautiful poems. She felt a soulful connection to creativity from a very young age, especially music. And with that introduction, I am pleased to say that I'm humbled and honored to have you on the show. Thank you for being with us today, Idelia.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for letting me share my creative journey.
You have like an enriching heritage of creativity and music. How was it like to grow up an art innovative family?
I think it's a really huge influence, but it also means to me that I really have it in my genes. It's not just like, oh, I want to be like my father. It's just naturally I feel that desire to be creative.
Since creativity is part of your family and also it's an element of you, when and how did you start to notice your devotion to music and the arts in general?
As my parents say, it started really, really early, and I was the kid that I learned to read super early, and I actually started writing when I was super young too, like 7 years old.
No way.
Yes, I was writing songs, and I don't even know, it was just naturally inside of me. So, and then I guess that was a happy accident, I would call it. That,
a happy accident, I love
that. Somebody said that. I think it's a famous artist. Phrase like happy accident. So yes, happy accident that my school was next to a national TV station. That's how we got this director that was casting for TV show, which is called, wait, I need to translate that. That was covered hair, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was covered hair that time. I was a lead. But yes, that was a happy accident that they got me for the main role, and that's it, and that's how my journey started, because the director liked me, and then she was actually inviting me for to do a TV show for kids. Every property culture has like bedtime stories telling.
Right.
Yeah, so I was the girl who was sitting with the actor, and we were telling bedtime stories for the kid every week. I had to call some dude, my father. We were like saying bedtime stories. It was funny. I was getting to experience. It was really weird for me that, some woman, which was a director, asking me to laugh, cry, and do different emotions. So
how do you remember the early days of your acting on television as a child? Like, what are your best memories from that era as a young actress?
Well, it was really hard in the beginning because I would never thought that I'm going to be an actress or like even working on TV, as I mentioned. It's happy accident. But I think it's like, fate. Destiny that it happened.
Destiny.
Yes, it is. So, and yes, it was very hard in the beginning because, as I said, that just to follow that instruction without being, in any classes or not knowing anything about actually acting or that craft.
Right. You didn't know anything about the craft
exactly.
of acting.
I was just following instruction of the director, and this is it.
But you somehow made it work.
Yeah, and then I guess it's just that experience working every week on the TV show and that just become part of my life.
Can you share with us a memory of your father's early days, like how he inspired you to write and sing, and how much of that influenced your career as a composer and a singer and as a filmmaker?
Well, what happened is, so I guess when I started to work on TV show, right? I just started to express that actor's attitude because I was coming home and saying to my father, you know what, I can just start to cry now. Do you want me to start to cry now? And yes, and he, but I didn't really realize that was actually what I'm doing. So I was just kind of like bragging, showing off in front of my father.
Your craft. I can cry. I can cry.
I can cry right now. I would cry actually. And my father told me, you know what? You're going to be an actress. You should be like, you should be on the movie. It wasn't even about music first, but I guess because I was surrounded, and like in my short film, if you watched it, and if you remember, there was a little girl, and she was like using these vinyls.
Yes.
We call them vinyls, right? So, and my father would give me a lot of vinyls, and it was always music in my home. So I guess I had no choice but be very musical and be influenced by that.
So on that, what was the turning point in your life when you decided to move from your hometown to the United States to continue pursuing your career as an actress and creating your legacy for the future as an artist?
It's such a long story though, but I'll try to make it short.
And sweet.
And sweet, yes. So what happened is when I was working on TV, so I was actually working for a TV show that was for youth. I was the one who's running music part of a TV program. That's how I build up connection in showbiz and that all Tatar celebrities, because I was preparing interviews with celebrities. I was reading the news, international music news and all that. So I got a lot of connection. And then I became a friend with a very famous music producer in Tatar. He was working with my father at that time. That was, again, happy accident. So, because, I think I always had in my mind to sing. And I really, really wanted to sing in English because that was influenced by, I guess, American culture.
Right.
Because I was listening all these songs that you probably loved when you were a teenager. It was my birthday. And I was inviting everybody, all my friends. And so this music producer, he's like, so what I should give you for your birthday? It's just, like a Russian Tatar things, like, what should I give you for your birthday? Being practical, to give something that you're probably going to use. So it didn't even take me a moment. I just told him I want a song. So, and he's like, song as a birthday gift. It's like, well, okay. And that's how it started, really. So we recorded a song. And I wrote lyrics in English, even though my English was horrible, trust me. So my cousin, who was actually in taking English classes, helped me out with the lyrics, so I'm not going to mess up too much. And then we recorded the song. And because I had a lot of connections, one of my friends was a famous radio DJ at that time. I let him hear it. And he was like, oh my God, that's awesome. So, and
we gotta work together. We gotta do something together. We have to do this. Come on.
No, he's a radio DJ. Yeah. So, and what happened is, he's like, what if we do this song in Tatar? And I was like, are you crazy? Tatar, it's so, you don't know, but it's so conservative. It's very, very, I don't even know.
Conservative in what way?
It's very the culture is usually when you listen to Tatar song, it's all accordion and it's a very particular beat and the singing. It's not just what young people would listen, right?
What the lyrics? What about the lyrics?
No, lyrics are
they're not conservative?
Actually, yeah, because, and it was I remember the music videos was shooted in forest or something. It was very old school, very boring. So, and I'm not trying to put it down, right? I'm just saying it's very different cultural,
cultural
things.
It's not like a LL Cool J type of video. Not at all.
So, and what happened is, and I was like, Tatar, but this is a dance track. Like, it's like trancy dance track. How you can picture this even in Tatar? And I was like, why not? And we wrote the lyrics. We recorded the same song. And it was like, wow, that's something new, something really crazy. And he put it on the radio station. And guess what happened?
What?
That song, 2 weeks, was on the first place of the chart.
No way.
And the funny thing, when I was driving with my producer on the signal light, I would hear my song playing, like staying on the signal light and like just.
How did you feel about that? That's like...
It was great. You know, it's inspired me that I should do that because, but the problem was there was...
There's always a problem.
Yes.
Life.
Old generation, that conservative generation, they kind of like give me a hard time. And
they didn't like
give
it?
my parents hard time, yeah, because I was using very bold outfits, which Tatar, it's a lot of Muslim, you know, it's like most of the women, they trying to.
Yeah, right.
But I was like doing like that performances.
Don't show the legs, don't show the abs,
Exactly,
don't show
yeah.
anything. Just wear like a whole costume and like, I just want to see your face. That's it.
Yes, kind of like that.
Oh, wow.
So I really start to feel that put me down. Like I was really depressed, especially when I was reading some messages online, you know, and they were like really saying really bad words about me personally. And that just like really made me feel bad. But the good thing, that time I signed a record deal. So it was a record label. And then I signed a second record deal with another company, which we were supposed to publish 3 albums. But that was the time when I decided to move to the US, hoping that people's not going to give me a hard time, like in Kazan, Tatar, because I was influenced by American culture, American films and music. So, and I had to beg the owner of the record company to release me from the contract. They didn't really want to do that, but because they really believed in me and we had a really good connection and like really good relationship, there's like, you know, you're gonna be like Madonna or like, and they really like inspired me. It's like, okay, we're gonna release you without any like, I didn't have to pay anything, any like fees or something to breaching the contract. So they just, yeah, they released me. As you see, it's not just about music, it totally changed. Like,
yeah, absolutely. So what if I have a request, if that's okay with you. Like, would you enlighten us with your voice? Can you sing something for us?
are you serious?
Just a little
I'm gonna
piece.
kill you after the show.
Just a little piece. Just a little piece.
What should I sing?
It could be in English
Tatar?
or, yeah, Tatar.
Tatar. Well, talking about cultural things. So Tatar, it's really kind of like we sing like this. Wait, I'm trying to remember lyrics, okay? Just give me a second. So like this. Like melisms and very technical.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
That's beautiful. Thank you very much for that, Idelia.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, we have to take a short break, but when we return, we will dive deep into taking the world by storm, the music industry, with our lovely Idelia Mars. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Tell Your Story. It is a masterclass hands-on workshop that is presented by Cine Videotech and brought to you by Paradoxical Films. Crafting cinematic vision and lighting engineers with the instructor, Mr. Egon Stefan Jr. You will learn how to work with actual film, 16mm, Super 16mm, 35mm, and film cameras. In addition, how to load them and change magazines. Furthermore, the workshop will prepare you on how and what it takes to work on set as a first or second assistant camera, the fundamentals of lighting, and the pathway to becoming a director of photography. Furthermore, coming soon, unveiling the artistry, a mastering of makeup techniques with the uber-talented special effects makeup artist, Bianca Graciani. She will enrich your knowledge and techniques with professional tools that are implemented in the film industry, commercials, and more. For information about the classes and updates, everything will be posted on our website at www.paradoxicalfilms.com/tell your story.
Welcome back to the Cinema Pathway TV show with our talented and fearless Idelia Mars taking the world by storm. Since your father was obviously a major influence in your life when it comes to the craft of music and also impacted you in your life in many different ways, aside from your father, is there another artist that you look up to? Someone that inspires you when it comes to either music or filmmaking?
I wouldn't really say that that was a father inspiring me, because we work on totally different genres, because he was writing for orchestra, and that even though I like classical music, but I was working, as you know, on EDM and dance music.
Totally
my
different
father
worlds.
was pretty much shocked. I cannot call that he's was inspiring me.
Did he hear when you were producing your EDM? Because
Hell
you
yeah.
were talking about violins, cellos, etc.
Yes.
And then you're like, "Tugudoon, tugudoon, tugudoon, beep, beep,
That's
tugudoon,
why I
tugudoon,
said,
beep, beep."
it was shocked. And once I took one of his songs and I made it on my way. And he was, he actually, what's funny? It took him some time. He was really silent, but he's like, wow, I like it, because it sounds totally like a new piece of art. It was big. It has like totally different flavor. And I guess he appreciated as just being a creative person, not like he would listen. He started like listen to dance music, of course not, but he really appreciated.
He appreciated your creativity
Yeah,
and like
exactly.
your craft and your dedication to it.
Yes. So
That's cool.
but to call somebody just one artist, I can't, because probably that type of people that I don't have my favorite film of. I always appreciate, as my father, a piece of art. So it's something about, let's say if I like the film, there's something I like about that film. It's there, right? But it's not my favorite film, because there is another one that made this point, and this point is beautiful. Or let's say the artist, wow, she sing this line like awesome, it sounds really good and it's touching. I'm getting goosebumps, but it's not my, favorite. I'm just getting influences from different people, different artists, different films.
Since you're talking about that, I know that you have been producing and directing your own music videos for a long time.
Yes.
And when you start a new project, can you take us through the process when you do that? Like, what's Idelia Mars's first goal to accomplish when she's on a new project?
You want to know all my secrets?
Yes, I do.
Well, okay, the process is usually, it happens, okay, if we're talking about what I do, usually it just, let's say we're like hanging out with my producer at the studio. Usually I'm telling him what type song I want, and I can give him a references like to share what I really like lately, let's say, right? And that's it. And we're just starting to play with that. And to me, whenever, and he's super talented, and he's like play beautifully in piano, keyboards, and whenever he play, it's like chord progression and something, I start to, it's like getting to a different world. So I start to feel something. There is theme coming, like lyrics coming up.
And
like,
your mind just
yeah,
goes.
it just happens. I cannot even explain it. Like sometimes I feel like it's not even me. I'm just like channel that, getting it, or maybe my emotions. I don't know how to call it. So it's coming to me, and that's it. And this is how process starts. And then it just,
evolves into something else.
Exactly. I think it's like any creative process, it consists from two parts. One part is like boom, right? Like you have something and it's crazy also about the writing. You just write. And the second part is like editing, revising, and then music also the same. And then you're just like recording, getting that emotion, trying to put it on this line, and just like...
No, I understand. The creator of this show knows about that editing process. And yeah,
I'm
it's
sure
it's
you
it's,
do,
de-
guys.
it's definitely not
it's a
easy.
lot of work, right?
A lot of work, a lot of hours, but that's very interesting. I'm actually very surprised. You're one of the few musicians that I know who has this gift of switching sound styles and having a unique voice. Is it easy for you to produce music for yourself and for filmmaking?
Well, it's still me. It's everything from my point of view. Like when I'm producing music for the films, like lately I was working with one of the directors. And so I had to read the screenplay. And this is the same way. So I'm starting just to get the feeling and ideas. And then I just hear it in my head how it's supposed to go, how it should be. But you know what I noticed? Like if it goes really easy and fast, it means I'm on the right path. Because
Really?
yeah, because sometimes it's just like working on the song and you were like, oh my God, it's just, and it takes you a long time and you cannot just get there. You cannot, it's just like you're not satisfied. Then it means that you're doing something wrong. But if it goes and flows and you just like, you only have time to pick the pencil and just write it. So then it's like you're getting it. It's coming,
Which of your albums or songs that you've worked on made you feel that it was really profound for you? I mean, did it make you feel that you gave it your all? Does that happen when you do a project? Like when you give it your all and you listen to the final product and then you're like, I could have done more, and I knew,
always like that.
And I knew that I could have done more, but I didn't. Does that somehow frustrate you, or you're like, okay, I'm in peace with it?
You know what? I'm trying to fight that because I know it comes from being perfectionist. I think it's really enemy because it really holds you back and it's not good. I mean, we live in the world. There is nothing can be perfect. It can be perfect for somebody, but it's not going to be perfect for another person. So you never know. But talking about my songs, my projects, I'm like telling stories through my songs and projects.
Right.
So stopping myself whenever my mind starts to go crazy and looking for, I could do better. Just like, no. So this song, I told this story and this song is done, gone. That's it. I'm going to work on my next project. So I'm trying to be like that. But I totally understand what you say. I think it's a lot of people have that problem, unfortunately.
It is.
You too, right?
Yeah, I do have it. Yeah, for sure. In the past, like acting projects.
I could do better.
Like, I've done scenes where they like it, but then when I see the final product, I'm like, ugh, I should have listened to my instinct because I knew in that moment, like I could have done this and I didn't because, the circumstances or whatever.
But you know what? It's good because you can use it for your next project.
Yeah.
You got this feeling and because you probably cut something that you weren't probably satisfied too much and now you know what it is and
Right.
you're gonna just fix it next time.
So one of the genres that you're very into is EDM. I love EDM, by the way. So who's your favorite DJ? And
Oh God!
Who would you
no
love to-
favorite people?
who would you love to work with if you haven't already?
Oh God! Again, right? I have to pick people.
I don't know how you pronounce his last name, but my favorite DJ is Boris Brejcha.
Oh yeah, he is really good.
He's amazing.
But I like trancey DJ, maybe Cascade. I really used to like because of I really like melodies on the EDM, like not just like boom, boom, boom. It has to be something that something boom, boom, not just boom, boom. It has to have a beautiful melody that touches me. So I think like vocal trance and the DJs that use like female vocals like Cascade.
Deadmau5.
Yeah, exactly. EDX remixes.
John
There are a
Simmons?
lot of them.
I would like to ask you two things.
All
Number
right.
one, was it hard for you when you came to the U.S.? What was that experience like?
I think for anybody who is starting a new life and new something, it's always hard. In my case, it was really hard because I was someone in my world, right? I was, people knew me through TV shows. I was a singer. I published albums. So I was someone. Here, when I came, I was nobody. And that's a little bit challenging, and like when you totally realize that you have to start from a blank page. There was a lot of challenges also because people that I trusted show me their backs and really, it's not like I'm blaming somebody, right? It was a time that I really didn't have enough money and like even to extend my registration of my car. I had to sleep in my car for 2 nights. Yeah,
Wow.
until
So you had like a Sylvester Stallone experience.
Yes, it was horrible. But, but I knew there was always option to go back home because I was lying to my parents that everything is great, awesome, But there was a time that I was about to give up. And I remember exactly that moment because I was like, that's it. That's it. I'm going back. And I remember walking to the ocean and crying like crazy person. And like even people were coming to me, was like, are you okay? You need a help. And looking at the ocean, I realized that was just something that really is going to pass. And I have to be just strong. And, I just have to overcome that. And that's it. And I just decided to fight. And here we go. It's been how many years? 2009? Yeah, almost 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anil had the same experience.
You cried too?
He didn't cry. I'm pretty sure that he did. But when his mother died, everybody was like, you have to come back home, Anil. And he was like, no, I'm not. I'm competing for Olympia. I'm going to stay. And he won. And he got to the chopper, killed the predator, and he ended up being the Terminator. So you pretty much had an experience like that. Absolutely. And this is something that I've always wanted to ask you.
Always wanted to ask me. That sounds scary.
Since I've met you, because I met you at some acting workshop. I'm not going to name which place because, conflict of interest. My question is, why Mars?
It is planned, but also
It is what?
Planet.
Oh,
it
the
is
planet.
A planet.
I knew it.
But I'm not from that. But my father's name was Mars. Mars Makarova.
Mars Makarova.
So basically in Tatar and Russia, right, we use first name, last name, and middle name. But middle name, it's not what you mean in the US, right? It's something different. Middle name, it's in Europe, it's your father's name, plus you adding like few letters. Like me, Mars Ovna. Like if your father's name, like, I don't know, Jack, you would be like Jackovich. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So particular, letters that
Fernandovich.
Yes, that sounds like
the third.
That sounds like a middle name. Exactly. But so I'm Idelia Marsovna. Like people know me now. Idelia Marsovna.
Marsova?
Marsovna, yeah. But
I probably sound so stupid pronouncing that. But it's okay.
So that's why I'm Idelia Mars. So I'm just using my father's name as my last name, stage name.
Thank you for clarifying that. Because
You're welcome, Fernando.
I mean, it's been like, 8 years? And I've always wondered, like, why Mars?
Now you're going to sleep like a baby.
Oh, I am. Trust me.
All right.
All right, folks. We will be right back. We're going to take a short break. And when we come back, we'll continue sharing Idelia's love for the craft and how she turned from a music singer to acting to directing her films. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. We want to take this moment to thank our partners that helped us make this show possible. Cine Videotech has provided film equipment, training, and rental services inside and outside the United States since 1968. Theatrical Productions offers consulting, productions, and rental services in Central and South America for a wide range of films, advertising, marketing, commercial projects, and more. Art Accelerator is a non-profit organization that helps emerging artists accelerate their careers through film classes and film industry networking events. Welcome back, Cine Pathway family. Once again, we are back with our guest, Idelia Mars, who shares her love for the craft and her journey as a musician and actress. So you've been in the music industry for quite a few years, and you decided to transition into the film industry. What was the main reason that made you change your mind and transition to the film industry as an artist?
I think it's related to self-knowledge, going deeper and deeper to really knowing yourself.
Know thyself.
Yes. I realized that music, it was just an instrument really to tell the stories. So, but the main passion is really telling a story. So I think that's why. But it also, me working on this business for a long time, I was meeting a lot of people, and a director, he was the son of a very famous director in Russia. He was sharing his ideas and showing me his screenplays. So, and when I was reading his screenplay, I was giving him my feedback and ideas. And at the same time, I was thinking like that I would do it differently. This one doesn't really work well. This line I don't like. So you pretty much pulled a Edward Norton moment there. Well, I didn't say that. I was observing myself, my thoughts, how I feel
From a third person?
about somebody's project, and how would I do that if I was him, right? What I would do, how I would write. So, and that made me think that why would I just, write something on my own if I feel that I really if I know what I'm talking about, if I know what I want, and if I know what I like. So it means I really have something to say. Another happy accident, when I was working on the song, for some reason, I really wanted to do a song which is sound big, like a soundtrack. So has that feel, and it has to be something about something important, some voice inside of you, higher voice. I'm talking about See My Voice. Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because every time that you say happy accident, it seems like I can't stop thinking about Mr. Bean, where he does something that is completely not, I'm not going to say normal.
Serious?
Something like Inspector Clouseau or something like that, where he does something and then the result is chaos for the environment. But for him, it's a happy accident. I ended up here and he has no idea what happened. And it was all because he caused it. I don't know how that has any relation to you, but you just reminded me of Mr. Bean.
Wow.
With your happy accidents.
I'm glad that it's not my face.
No, it's not.
When I'm saying
Absolutely not. You don't look like Mr. Bean at
Okay,
all. Trust me. I hear, based on a conversation, that you went to UCLA in Los Angeles, the great state of California.
Yes, sir.
What made you decide to make that move, and how did it benefit your career at all, if it did?
I just realized that it's always good to be around these people who has the same interest, and it's just any information, even information that or any book, even those books that you've already been reading, right? All of them gives you new ideas. Somehow being surrounded with this energy, it's always good. So when I was attending this UCLA extension courses, every class you have, you're working on the craft, and you're getting new ideas. And I was always making a notes because it's always something pumps up, always.
Did you ever meet a celebrity while you were there?
No. When I was a long time ago, when I moved to the US, I was...
That sounds like a Star Wars intro.
I was working, a friend of mine, he is AD on TV shows and films in Hollywood. So he was always getting me to the sets of
all the movies?
Yes, like a background.
Wow.
And I was an Iron Man. What else?
Did you meet RDJ? Not the DJ. I'm talking Robert Downey Jr.
No. But no, I mean, I was on the set. Yeah, I saw him, but I didn't talk to him. In the beginning, it was really interesting just to watch it. And then I got bored, I guess, because I really want to take that time to work on my project. But it was fun. I talked to Jim Belushi.
No way.
Yeah, Eric Baldwin. Oh, I also work on that Super Bowl TV show that Michael Bay shooted, and I saw Jennifer Lopez.
I could definitely see you just doing that.
Yeah? Well,
yeah.
I used to do that a lot, yeah.
You're the closest thing that I know to James Belushi.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know anybody else who knows James Belushi but you. What fascinates me about your career, that is that as a singer, is how your music naturally and organically projects you with each performance. And that's really something special, I mean, you already have the experience producing music, videos. That helps you when you decide to work on your own movies. How's that transition? What's the process like?
Only difference here, right? As I mentioned before, it's all about the telling story, because there's always something that inspiring you or pushing you to do that. And a long time ago, what happened, I lost a friend of mine. He died in an accident, and I was so shocked that. I think the first time happened when someone who I really know really well, how is it I'm not gonna see him again, right? That thought. And I was so depressed, and I wrote the song. But that was my way and my instrument to tell the story. So with the films, it's the same way, but telling it on a different way. So it's longer, it's visuals, it's a different type of work, but it's still telling the story. So that's why, to me, there is not a really difference. I would say like no transitioning. It's just like different type of work you're doing to tell your story.
Now, See My Voice, it's a short film that you wrote, directed, produced, acted. I mean, you
Not-
basically
not just me.
You basically did
I was one
everything
of
in
the
that film.
actors.
And it's based on a original song that you wrote called My Voice.
Yes, when I was working on my song, I realized I want to do it really like, even the music video, it has to be cinematic. It has to have that, like feeling of a movie. I was thinking how I can, like, maybe I can do a short film, like not like short story before the music video starts. Used to be popular, a lot of like celebrities, like big Michael Jackson. There was a lot of people doing that. So, and then after I met this director, I was like, what if that's not even a song? Maybe it's a story of the song. I was thinking in my head, like, to do a story of the song. If you look at the film, my short film, See My Voice, it's a story of the song, because at the end of the film, she's, that song, it's like she wrote it because she get rid of her fears and like all that things. Yeah, that's how I kind of like combine music with the film.
That's beautiful.
Yes, and then I realized that's what I like. Well, I'm not giving up on my music. I'm still working on my music, but I really now want to do stories and also do a music for my story.
Now, I went to the premiere. It was a pretty cool movie. They had some really good shrimp there, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Is this like a love letter to your father? Is it something that has to do with where you come from?
I dedicated that film to my father, but the image of the father in the film that I used, it was really influenced by my father, because the connection that little girl had with her father, it's pretty much my connection that I had with my father. Telling the story of the song, I just wanted to do really cinematic. So it's basically just using that visual instruments. Every story, it's also about delivering a message, because the song was about voices that we have, like, have you ever heard, like, we have higher voice, lower voice?
Don't even get me started. Like, I have a community in my brain. Like,
do you hear voices just like me?
I do. And sometimes I actually, you know what? Sometimes I'm actually talking by myself. And I remember I don't know, I was working somewhere remote. I don't know where it was. But anyway, I always talk by myself because I'm thinking and thinking and thinking. And like, I remember that this dude, he caught me, and then like, he came up to me and be like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, why? I saw you talking." And of course I told him like, "Yeah, I'm talking on the phone. Like, I have the earpiece here."
Oh.
But yeah, I am. I'm usually doing like an inner monologue. Even before starting the show, I was like, just talking to my inner voice.
Of course, yeah. Everybody has the voices in their head, the thoughts that we have. So this film illustrates, I really wanted to deliver that message. Whatever happens, whatever you're going through in your life, whatever traumatic events happens to you, that you think like, that's it. Like, it's, you cannot just move forward and you're stuck there. So there is always, everybody has a higher voice.
Power.
Higher power, yeah. You can call it like however you want to call it. I was literally like showing like that voice, being there like a real, but as a dream that basically the main character talked to herself. So the message is about higher and lower voice that everybody has.
He's a little piece of the trailer. Check it out.
My name is Annie. I'm a singer. I love writing songs and I love to sing them. That was before they took it from me.
So, guys, by the way, See My Voice is on Amazon Prime. Go check it out. You have an incredible journey, and you've inspired so many young girls who want to be songwriters, singers, filmmakers, actresses. Can you share your experience making a film like See My Voice?
Well, in my case, like everything that I've done in this film, it's based on my intuition. I truly believe that all this experience that I had working on TV, it really helped, because when I was running the TV show, I was involved on everything from writing to editing, actually. So I think it really helped. 21st century, like the information, like any type of information is available. There's so many like courses we got, like you can just, get to know the process, where to start. But I got lucky because I was able to, because of my connections in my country and city.
So you were connected
Well, yeah, all these years working on TV.
with important people.
Yeah, they still there. I could ask like, what is the best DP you think we have in Kazan? So I knew these people that could answer to that question. I guess I'm considering myself being lucky, but I truly believe like if you have a like true desire, that you can do it. Like it's so
Yeah, I believe that a lot. Luck could be a factor, but you make your own luck. I believe that,
exactly.
it's not only like, oh, I'm so lucky that I got to this place. No. You put a lot of work into
Yes.
it. You had to struggle for years to do this and that, and then you just happen to be in the right place at the right time with the right people. But you made those connections through your experiences and through your successes and failures and everything, just like in life. So I guess that hard work does pay off, because her movie, was officially selected 12 times and nominated 2 times. How cool is that? I don't know about you, but I think that's awesome. How was that experience, by the way?
That was
Butterflies,
great. Oh
adrenaline.
yes,
Yeah.
Popcorn, Coke, watching your film in the movie theater. That's a dream.
Idelia, you know what? Listening to you, it inspires me a lot, and I believe in your craft. And above all, I think that everything that you do, you're evolving as a person and as an artist. And I congratulate you, for real. I mean it.
Thank you. Thank you.
We will be right back with more of Cinema Pathway. At Cinema Pathway TV, we are committed to bring value to you and our film community as we explore the craft of filmmaking around the world. Also, visit us online at www.paradoxicalfilms.com/shop, where you can purchase Paradoxical Films and Cinema Pathway gear such as hoodies, t-shirts, hats, stickers, and more. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at cinema_pathway_podcast for behind-the-scenes footage, photos, and more. And we are back with our fabulous and talented Idelia Mars, Cinema Pathway people. So, I know that you've written short films, we spoke about your music, but writing and storytelling is a whole different story. Now, I know you wrote a book called Behind the Door. It's in Russian. You're obviously working the translation to English and Tatar, if I'm not mistaken. What can you share with us about this book? What is it about? When is it going to be released? We need to know. They need to know.
All right. So, yes, you're right. So far, it's only published in Russian, but I should tell the English version is going to say Behind the Door. In Russian, it sounds По ту сторону двери, which is behind the door. So I should say that in the very beginning, that was a screenplay. As you know, after UCLA extension, I was writing a screenplay. And when I was sending notes and some thoughts to my partner, was helping me to write the screenplay, he told me that I have that tone, like writing a novel tone, like, when I'm making the notes and just trying to really make him to get what I was trying to tell him about the characters. And he told me like I should really, really consider writing a novel. And because I always feeling limited writing a screenplay, because it's so technical, like you guys know, right? So you only can write what you can see on the screen. I cannot see like Fernanda was thinking about her girlfriend and got really sad because I cannot do that. I can only say like Fernanda was looking away and like, looking down, whatever you can see on the screen. So it's limitation. And that's why I really like that idea that he told me like about the novel, because I was like, oh my God, I can express everything that I was holding and I was trying to explain. So like describe everything that my characters think and, and why they doing like everything. I can put it there. And I got so excited. And I was like, yes, I'm going to do that. And just, that's it. That was how actually, basically that was probably experiment, because I'm still considering myself as a screenwriter. It's going to sound like that. Struggling to piece together her last memories after a horrific accident, a young woman turns to hypnosis only to uncover terrifying secrets of her past and a chilling truth that someone may have been trying to kill her.
No way.
Yes way.
I find that very interesting. I'm actually scared.
But I think it really helped me being a screenwriter, because whoever was reading this book, they told me that it was so easy to read and they could just, visualize. It was like almost
Wow.
everybody said that they felt like watching a film.
Interesting. So when is that going to be officially released for the United States community?
Well, that's going to happen when I'm going to find an editor, by the way. Can I just, if there is any great editor that wants to work with me and edit my book, help me out to finish that in English, that would be awesome.
The opportunity is open, ladies and gentlemen. So if you would like to participate and collaborate with Miss Idelia Mars, we'll provide the information before the end of the show. What are the upcoming projects for you?
So far, I'm really focused on the screenplay, because I'm trying to do now in both languages, Russian and English. But it's because I'm not sure, but I want to have both works done. I'm not sure where I want to shoot that. It all depends, budget I'm going to get and all that things that really gonna influence on my decision. So far, yes, I'm continuing working on this project, and also it's really on my mind because I truly believe that's what I should do. I want to write kind of like huge epic fantasy story, and I already have an idea. And what I'm doing now, I'm just writing down all ideas that I'm getting. Doesn't matter if it's like little details or little thoughts or something about the character. Even like watching the films, I'm just...
What film?
Anything that I'm watching right now, right?
What films are you watching? The Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, that would be one of my favorites, actually. But like anything that I'm watching, it doesn't matter, because watching any film is learning process, right?
Absolutely.
So it's like I'm just being aware about my emotion, what's really like, what triggers I have, what really has a huge impact on me. And and I'm writing down, when you're watching film and you feel like you want to cry or you want to laugh. So I'm just like making notes, like what exactly, why. And I'm like doing kind of like a work, analyzing. So
That's therapy.
Oh my God, that sounds so horrible.
No, but it's true.
Well,
some-
I would call it's like self-knowledge.
Self-knowledge, but it's
self-knowledge.
therapeutic as well.
Yes, because it's just basically I'm trying to understand what I really like. What is it like? What is my story going to be? But I know it's going to be fantasy. I know it's going to be epic, but that's it. So basically, I'm doing a little work, but I'm really focused so far on this project, Behind the Door.
Behind the Door.
Do you know what's behind the door, Fernando?
I do not know, but I'm definitely thrilled to find out. So, are you ready for final thoughts?
No.
That's good because you have no choice.
Okay.
designed this segment just for you. And it's more to get to know you as a person, your human side.
Okay.
We're not assuming that you're a robot. We're just saying that, it's your human side. It's you, Idelia, right? So you responded every single question that I've asked very quickly. So the way it works is that I'm going to ask you a couple of basic questions, and I want you to answer with the first thing that pops on your mind.
No.
Are you ready?
Do we really have to do that?
Yes, we do.
Okay, let's see.
Are you ready?
No.
Okay, perfect. I love hearing that.
You have no choice, right?
You have no
should say-
choice. Literally, you have no choice.
Okay.
So what is your favorite word?
Writing.
Why?
I love writing.
What are your favorite colors?
Purple. I use it all the time, I think. And the reason why, because it's my favorite color. I just like how it looks. And actually, look at this. Look, purple.
Oh.
And actually, the purple color, also, there is a little story. And generally, when I, even like for the next story I'm writing, it's more about not aliens, like it's a nation called Iridia that lives in different planet. And when I was like finding pictures, the planet has a main color.
Purple.
Yes.
Interesting.
I just love it. Yeah.
What's your favorite place?
Kazan and Miami. I'm sorry, that's two thoughts, right? Two cities. But look, I mentioned Kazan first.
Out of those two, what's your favorite place?
Mountains.
Mountains?
Yeah.
Wow, why?
I don't know. They calling me. Do you know that I have this love for mountains after I climbed the highest mountain in Europe? It's Elbrus. I almost died. I'm being serious now.
Wow.
But I got that sign, like that mountaineering that I accomplished. So I can go to Everest if I want to. But that was a little bit crazy experience too.
Wow.
So, but it was
near-death experience,
It
huh?
was challenging, very scary. But after that, I fell in love with mountains. And wherever I go, I'm looking for highest spot. And I traveled to Dominican Republic, and I learned that the highest point of Caribbean called Pico Duarte. If I'm
Pico
not
Duarte.
yeah, and I climbed to Pico Duarte. And that was the most beautiful sunrise I ever seen in my life.
That's beautiful. So what is your favorite movie and song? And See My Voice is not included.
Lord of the Ring.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Kudos to you. So it's mine.
Really?
Which one? Like, do you like the entire trilogy?
High five.
Which of the three do you like? The Fellowship, Two Towers, Return of the
I
King?
think the second. I love all of them. But there's like particular moments that I really have very emotional and that really loved, like from each one. I really like that scene when there was a war and like trees enjoyed. I just realized that
Ants.
yes. So I watched it in Russia, so it sounds really
of course.
different. But like all these moments from each one, it was amazing. I think it's such a nice piece of art about like everything: storytelling, visuals, music, characters, everything.
I agree 110%.
Like a Bible for
for sure.
Yeah,
For
you
sure.
can learn so much.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you wish to be remembered?
As a writer, writing a movie or story that will have a huge impact to somebody's life. And I just remember after my short film, a friend of mine from Miami, actually, she texted me and she told me, thank you for your film. Because she said that she hasn't been talking to her mom like 15 years. And after watching my film, she texted her mom. She thanked me and I was crying because I was like, oh my God. That's like, even if my film was made for this moment, for this lady to get connected with her mom, it's really big thing for me.
If you have to sum up all of your work into one word, what word would that be?
Universe. Why even universe? You said first thing come to my mind, right? Why is it universe? That's exactly what popped. I'm just thinking,
Universe?
why? Yeah, why? I'm going to think about it after the show.
Where can your audience and fans reach out to you or follow you?
Instagram, I believe so. I'm only one Idelia Mars out there. So it's very, very easy to find me, guys. Instagram. That would be probably the best way to connect with me. On Instagram, I have few accounts. One of the accounts in Russian, but it's dedicated to writing. It's all about my book. But now it's very easy, I guess, just do translation because Instagram translated. But I have another account, which is Idelia Mars Music. On Instagram, that would be in English, and that's all about music. I also have I Am Production account. That one is more for filmmakers. We also producing soundtrack for the films, or anyhow, like if somebody wants a screenplay or get any feedback or anything involved with filmmaking, you can reach me out through I Am Production. And I have a website, and it's easy to remember, ideliamars.com.
Amazing. Any words of wisdom you would like to share with the audience?
I truly believe that the most important things is really being aware of yourself and really learning, because there's so many people, they trying different things, but they not really digging deep and to understand. Just ask simple question: what I like and why do I like it? Because this is actually how I'm trying to figure out what story I want to write, because they're going to feel your soul. They're going to feel your heart that you're putting on your stories. They're going to feel your heart if you feel your heart. So, and to put your heart, you really have to believe what is this about? Like, what is it you like in this life? Why? I think like being aware of your emotions, of yourself, and asking questions and just getting familiar with your inner thoughts, fears, emotions, that's really, really important. Like choosing what you want to do and how you want to do it. And other people's going to feel it.
Thank you so much, Idelia, for being with us. We have reached the end of this episode. And I want to thank you personally for being here and sharing with us a little bit about yourself. And we at the Cinema Pathway TV show, we wish you the best in your future projects. And just remember that you have a home here at the Cinema Pathway TV show. Lights